Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff. I am a Xennial, and I am here, ready to go boldly where no one has gone before. Thanks for clicking on this video. I just wanted to vamp a little bit about some recent Star Trek news. This is not a news channel, just so you know. I'm like a retro channel, basically. Retro cartoons, comic books, toys, nonsense like that. Like old school nerd nonsense, basically. But I do love Star Trek. So I did want to talk about Star Trek, but this is not a news channel. Basically, that's what I'm getting at. This is not like new news. So if you're looking for a scoop, this is not it. This is just some reaction and banter, if you will. I grew up with Star Trek as a Xennial. I grew up watching, Next Gen every week. I love Star Trek. I am open to all kinds of Star Trek. I do like the new Star Trek. I don't have a bone of hate for any Star Trek in my heart. If it's not for me, then it's not for me, and that's okay. I really try and stay positive, and I absolutely avoid any of the toxic fan cultures. So today I just wanted to talk about some of the announcements that came out recently, and then I wanted to focus in on Star Trek Scouts, because that's really where I like sort of focusing my discussions on XennialLens here is on retro cartoons and on cool kids content, especially. I come from kids television production background. I worked at YTV here in Canada, and which is like, it's kind of like the Canadian version of Nickelodeon, similar. And I've worked in kids and lifestyle television for a while. Now I'm semi-retired and just doing YouTube nonsense. So let's talk about the recent Star Trek 60th announcements. So Paramount put out a press release at the beginning of September to talk about a few things. And sorry, I'm just bringing it up here, some notes. And look, there are more comprehensive news channels out there. I get most of my Star Trek news probably from TikTok these days. So big shout out to people like Colin Weldon and Seth Duncan. But the Trek core, and Trek Talk people in that space keep me up to date on generally on what's going on here, because I don't have time, But I am excited about some of these announcements. There are things that are sort of beyond the scope of what my interests, like the new Star Trek cruise coming up. Great if you're interested in that, but I would encourage you, if you're looking for news, to go over to a news channel. But you can find this press release over on Paramount's website or on StarTrek.com. A couple things to note from the 60th announcement, just interesting. Strange New Worlds was of course confirmed for season 4 and season 5, which will be its final season. Definitely excited to see that. Starfleet Academy is coming to Paramount Plus in early 2026, which I think we knew. And I think most people who are interested in Trek will have seen the trailer by now and have their opinions on it. I am definitely optimistic about it because I like new Trek. And I think an Academy show has been, I've been waiting for one for a long time. I thought we should have had one with Wesley and Robert Duncan McNeil back in the day, but they launched a new Star Trek, like a story-driven podcast. I haven't listened to it. It's called Star Trek Con, and it's over, it's on all the major podcast platforms, as well as on the Star Trek official YouTube channel. The first 2 episodes are out as of this recording, and it is a story podcast. It's like telling the story of Khan Noonien Singh and sort of how he went from, like, how he transitioned and became the villain that we saw in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. And it's got a very good voice cast with Naveen Andrews from Lost voicing Khan, which I think is pretty good. He's a pretty good actor. But also it has Tim Russ is in it, George Takei is in it, both reprising their roles from Star Trek. Star Trek Lego is coming. I think the Lego community has certainly been aware of this. I've been seeing this popping up and around in some of the Lego sort of fan places. But I don't collect Lego, so I'm not overly aware of it. But I do believe that there's a pretty comprehensive, like a big enterprise set coming out pretty soon. I think it's coming out this fall. But correct me if I'm wrong down below. And then this is an interesting one that I think was overlooked in the announcements because there were no assets, I don't think, to support this. There was no like here's a trailer, you know. Star Trek and webtoons are having a partnership coming up in 2026. Webtoons is like a digital comics space, right? It's got a lot of kids content on it. They say that they have 150 million monthly active users. That's insane. And what's an active user, I guess, is the question there. Anyway, they're going to create original stories that touch on universal genres and themes based in the worlds of Star Trek. I am very interested to see what that means exactly. But what I really wanted to talk about today is Star Trek Scouts. From the press release, let's just read what it is here. A brand new original animated YouTube first series that marks the first preschool extension of the Star Trek franchise, developed and produced by Nickelodeon Digital Studios in association with CBS Studios. Star Trek Scouts follows 3 8-year-old friends, JR, Sprocket, and Rue, as they train to become future Starfleet explorers by going on epic out of this world missions that push them to discover, grow, and boldly go. 2 episodes of the short form series at the time of this press release, 3 to 4 minutes each, were available on Nickelodeon's Blaze and the Monster Machines YouTube channel, with the remainder of the 20 episode order continuing to roll out in the next year. So, interesting, huh? It's a preschool Star Trek show. Certainly a step, younger than what they did with Prodigy. And for those of you out there who are Prodigy fans, like, it was a pretty good show, I think. I think anyone who watched it would agree with that, as long as you're open to a different take on it. I prefer to try and be open to these things, and even if it's not for me, it's okay. It's okay. And it's okay if it's tonally different. I don't know much about this show. I saw a little brief clip of the animation, and it really is clearly being patterned after what was done by Disney on the Spidey and His Amazing Friends show, Star Wars: The Young Jedi Adventures is the name of that show. But maybe even a little younger, I think that young, like actual preschool kids content is often overlooked. It's often sidelined, and it's only gotten more sort of press recently with some of these IPs, these bigger IPs sort of jumping into the mix of it. But like, I think the reality is that when it's, and obviously like parents have like large and justified concerns around, kids with screen time. But when it's done with consideration, I would suggest that younger kids' preschool content can be extremely, impactful and can help kids like learn things. I will say, at least from a sense of like, music and rhythm and understanding like story structure. Like, I know as someone who's been a foster parent, I'm a foster caregiver. I'm an actual parent, and I've been a foster parent for the last 5 years, and I've had young kids in and out of my house, for the last 5 years. It's the right kind of shows, even things that are questionable, like Cocomelon, and can drive parents crazy. I don't see them as being horrible. And I'm not sticking a kid in front of a screen and like saying, okay, spend the next 2 hours sitting here while I go and do something else. But I do think that learning about story, learning about narrative, learning all of those little, like, the things that I learned from Sesame Street, I think that's very reasonable. And I don't necessarily think that everything has to be as complex or deep as, a Bluey episode. And we all love Bluey. That's, I don't expect this to be Bluey. But I am hopeful. I'm hopeful that it'll be entertaining, that it'll be interesting. So what we're going to do now is we're going to check out the trailer. What in that press release it said that 2 episodes, but now, as of this recording, 3 episodes of this show are out on YouTube. They are, again, on the Blaze and the Monster Machines YouTube channel. I'll put the link down below to those episodes. You can watch them. Let's watch the trailer, though, for Star Trek is it called? I think it was called Star Trek Starfleet Scouts. But now it's just called Star Trek Scouts. Okay, here we go. Here is this is the trailer for Star Trek Scouts. Official teaser trailer on Nick Jr. And like I said, the first 3 episodes are out, and they're all 3 to 4 minutes long. Let's check this out.
All right, Scouts, it's asteroid blasting time.
Giant hammer. Skateboard. They've got pets.
Activate the asteroid deflector wheel.
On it like a comet, JR.
Oof, that didn't work.
Reacher mode, reach!
Whoa!
Awesome! It's a Targ from Planet Kronos.
A Targ?
10 seconds to impact.
He doesn't have any
time for a
hair.
second.
Aren't Targs furry?
Holy cow!
You can ask your parents to subscribe to the Blaze and the Monster Machines YouTube channel for new Star Trek Scouts videos and find more of your favorite shows on Nickelodeon.
Well, thanks for the ad, Nickelodeon. Let's look at these characters. We have JR, Sprocket, and Rue. Do you think Rue is the little girl here? Just like in Hunger Games? Maybe. It's a vibe. I'm not so sure. Maybe they're just doing do you think it's them doing training in a simulator at the academy? They're very young to be in the academy, aren't they? You know what? We're going to have to watch the show to see what the situation is. Okay. So we've got a Vulcan, a smiling Vulcan with a cool extendable go-go gadget robot arm, who's got a pet turtle who is maybe also a cyborg. We've got our dashing Will Riker style hero right in the middle there, who has a little puppy, I guess, but maybe with a horn or something, an alien puppy. And then we've got the cool techie girl on the skateboard, the hoverboard, with a Targ. Okay. I can roll with this. Let's give it a shot, and and I guess we'll see where it goes. I'm gonna say that I'm optimistic about where this might go, and I think this could be good, but we'll have to wait and see. If you look at the patterning of what they did with, I know I keep referencing these, but what Disney did with their shows, they released them as shorts on YouTube and shorts on their service, on the Disney Plus service, and then they once those were proved successful, they converted it into a, like Spider-Man has a whole Spider-Man on the Disney Plus app has a full season effectively of 12 episodes that are just shorts, and then they started making 20-minute episodes, or two 12 minutes into a half hour, right? So probably it'll pattern the same way. Although I guess we'll have to see what, if any, impact the Skydance buyout and what changes they might want to make. Best laid plans, of course, right? But theoretically, Star Trek is a massive IP, and you want to keep things rolling if you can. So we'll see what new things are around the corner, and we'll see if this is successful. But I am optimistic. So I'm going to call it there for now, and we'll stay optimistic. As I am a reaction channel, I will do a reaction to those 3 existing episodes. If you're interested in watching that, you can head on over to my Patreon channel, where this video will continue. And we'll just do a reaction to those episodes right now. But otherwise, I'll catch you all next time, okay? Okay, live long and prosper, everyone. We will stay optimistic and positive about the future of Star Trek. See you later.